Okay, here we're gonna have a lesson today, and I'm gonna show you my three-step process to generate more leads and more sales. But I'm also gonna throw in the thought processes that people go through, because if it was just about giving instruction about business, we would all be successful. Every time that you're given an idea or an instruction, something that you could do for your business, you're going to go through this evaluation process in your own mind. And depending on your level of education, your experience, your your upbringing from where you were raised, the people you were around, you're going to have different types of reactions. You're going to have different types of fears. And something that I've learned, it doesn't matter. When I've talked about this, sometimes people think that people with a lot of money that were raised in families with a lot of money automatically have this mindset that they can make a lot of money. That's not true. That's not true. There's plenty of kids that grew up with families that made a lot of money, and when it came to them trying to do things to make money, they didn't make money. And I think that's because we all, no matter what, bottom line, we all have this, like, I don't want to say like it's a virtual reality, but we have, as we grow up and we start to think for ourselves, we start to build a story in our mind. And sometimes people build a story that's going to allow them to be successful. And then sometimes people build a story in their own mind. It does not have to be true. Neither one have to be true. Only thing that has to be true is that the person who is building the story believes it. And that's why you can have people in the same family and you have a successful, not successful. You can have a family member that is like, is trying to grow and be a very good person. And you have another family member in the same family that is like all over the place. And, they're wondering like, are you even related to us because of the way that they act? That's because we have our own thought process, and it's going to be built based off of the way that we want our lives to really add up to be. And you might be saying, well, why wouldn't everyone want to have their lives, be successful or not have any problems and worries and all of that type of stuff? It's not that people don't want that. It's not that people don't want that. What happens is that people have their own idea about how they want that to happen for them. And then when they go and interact with people, this is where the problem happens, is that when they go and interact with people and those people don't connect with the ideas that that individual has in their mind for their own story about how they want their life to progress and all of this stuff, it becomes a clash. And every time that there's a clash, it changes. It's like it rewrites the individual story in their own mind. That's why they'll say things like, maybe they try to start a business and someone says to them, who do you think you are? You grew up with us and we're just workers. We don't own businesses. Go get a real job. That's something that was actually said to me, was like, why don't you go and get a real job? And so when people build their stories and they hear things like that from people who actually supposed to like want their well-being, they love them, they're family members. But why are they making those comments to you? And people start to build those stories. It's like, and here's the thing, is that if it comes from someone who you trust, your wall is down. Your wall is down. So it allows that comment to come in and it'll go straight into your subconscious mind. You may not even really pay full attention to it. You might disregard it the first time you hear it. But when you start to move through life and you start to go into the same situation. So here, I want you to hear me with this. if a family member says that you are not worthy of success, we'll just use that. You're not a business person. We have all been 40-hour-a-week overtime type workers, and now you want to go out and start a business on your own. Who do you think you are? Right there. Listen to that statement. Now, you got that from someone who loves you, who you've seen at the picnic. Maybe it's someone who lives in your house, like a parent. So your wall is down. Your protection barrier is way down. It's like you don't have no barrier up when you're speaking to this person. You're just taking in the comment. Now, you knowing who you want to be, you keep fighting through it, but that's in there. That's in there. And this is when it comes out. And this is what makes it difficult for people who are trying to start a business or trying to expand their business, trying to get to a higher level. This is what makes it difficult for them. Because when they get into that situation with another person, it could be a business meeting. It could be a presentation. It could be standing in front of an audience to give a speech. It could be at a church event. It could be where you're doing a workshop. And you get in front of people and someone says something similar. Even if they say it to someone else, the feelings will come up. The feelings will come up. They're never gone. The feelings will come up. And that's why a lot of people have problems with trying to be successful, is because when they try to do things, they try to make their lives better. And then they have this voice talking to them. And some of the times you see the voice as someone that you love, but over time, it just becomes a voice, and you didn't even put that voice in you, or what the voice is saying. You didn't even put those words in there. Someone else put those in there. It could have been from when you were younger, when you were a child. It could be from what you saw over time with your parents. It could be relatives. It could be a best friend. Anyone that you trust, it's going to allow that to come, and you can internalize it and not even know it until you're put into that situation and someone either says something similar. Because when someone says it, or someone says something similar, this is what happens. This is you. You got that big smile on your face. You're over here looking at your business. You're going to make all of this money. You're going to make all of this money. And then this is your thoughts. On a daily basis, we have over 6,000 thoughts running through our mind, like a record. So a lot of the thoughts, you don't pay attention to them. But have you noticed that if you have a thought that comes in from where someone on the outside says something, there's certain thoughts that gets what's called a reaction, a reactant inside of you. Like, I'll give you an example. Maybe you grew up in a family where your parents talked down to you. They said certain words, and when you hear those words, your attention, it just gives you attention. So no matter what's going on over here, soon as you hear that word, it's like, here, I'm going to change the color here. Soon as you hear that word, it's like your thoughts, this could end up being like 70% of your thoughts when you hear that word. So all of the other thoughts, I said 6,000, 70%, I'll just throw a number, say 5,000 of them, you don't even think about. And the other 999, they're just floating around. You're living your life, your daily life, and you have to think about some of them, because some of them are work, what you got to do, stuff you want to do at home, what you want to eat, like that type of stuff. But then there's going to be that one thought that's just so pervasive, that's going to be like right to the forefront of your mind. You're going to be like, and you do this every day. So if someone says that, you're a piece of, what, who do you think you are? That's going to be right, like it's going to get attention. Who do you think you are? So as you move throughout the day, you might see a sign that says, who do you think you are? You might see a license plate where someone put on their license plate, who do you think you are? You might see a piece of paper and you were writing your goals and everything, and you accidentally wrote, who do you think you are? You might see a YouTube video and it says, who do you think you are? You're going to see it all over the place. Because what it's going to do is it's going to feed right back into that loop, back into that record of who do you think you are, and it's going to give you that reaction, and you're going to pull back. It's like if you were given that information as a child, if you were given that, if someone said to you over and over and over again, who do you think you are? You're nothing but a piece of shit as a child. Guess what's going to happen? If somebody says the word, you're a piece of shit, guess what you're going to do? You're going to come from this adult and you're going to go down here and you're going to think of your life as a child. Your thought process is going to take you right back here. And everything that has added up to bring you from here all the way to whatever age you are, it's going to just be more and more checks. That's why people can't move anywhere. That's why people can't have a hard time changing. That's why people have a hard time accepting that they could be something something better. It's because it's all linked. All of this stuff is all linked. And it does have a lot to do with business, because this stuff here, if you don't deal with this stuff right here, you're not going to be able to move forward. Or you'll be moving forward like this, like you'll be taking, I know Dave Ramsey talks about taking baby steps, and that's okay. But if you take baby steps and all of a sudden someone says something to you and you become the baby again, that's not going to work. And you know this. I'm just making you aware of it. You know it. There's certain things that people can say to you that will take you right back to the time that people either said it to you a lot, or when you really internalize that thought process about yourself. So what you need to do, this is what you got to do. You want the fast and easy way, or do you want the slow way, the baby step way? I know most people feel comfortable with the baby step way, but let me tell you a quick story about the fast and easy way. I ran into a friend of mine that was doing really bad. He was doing really bad. And he said that he found God. He said that he found God and that he's a born-again Christian. And he said, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't cheat on my wife anymore, I don't hit my kids anymore, all of that stuff. And I said, that's great. I'm very happy for you. I'm extremely happy for you. I knew that, you would come around, that you would, I'm just happy. I'm very careful about, saying too much, because I know that people can kind of hang on the words that I might say in that type of situation. So I was like, congratulations, please keep moving forward. Man, I'm so happy for you. And then I was thinking to myself, and I was like, I can't ask him this. But I after he had left and everything, I was thinking to myself, okay, so you don't drink, you don't smoke anymore. And I was like, how quick did you do that? He said, man, I did it. I did ask him this. He said he did it quick, it was fast. And I was like, so like 30 years of your life, you couldn't escape that. And then you found God, and then you're a born again Christian, and then you were able to put that aside. And I was thinking to myself, after he left, I didn't say this to him, but let's just pretend like he was sitting here talking to me. And I would say, well, can you answer this question for me, though? Were you faking when you were drinking, smoking, cheating on your wife, and hitting your kids? Were you really that person, or were you just faking to be that person? Because I'm intrigued about how when you found God and you became a born again Christian, that you easily stepped into being that person, when for 30 years you couldn't be that person. I'm pretty sure he would say, it's a miracle. You got to trust in the Lord and all of that stuff. And if he said that to me, I would believe it. But I would still have that question. And then I'm pretty sure that he would come back and say, if I happen to go out and drink, I would be able to go and be that bad person. And then I would be able to go back over to the born again Christian, and I would be able to ask for forgiveness. So I was like, okay, so you could be this person here, but are you really this person, or are you really this person? Because I just want to get some clarification. And so I'm pretty sure he would say, I'm really the good person, but some of the times I gotta go over here and be the bad person. And then I can just jump back over and ask for forgiveness to be the good person. But let's just take religion out of it. You could be the bad person, and then you can the next day be the good person. I'm going to say this again. Without religion, you could be the bad person, and then you could be the good person. So now what I want to get across in this lesson is that you have the power to be whoever and whatever you want to be. That's the lesson. And that whenever you're applying something for business, whenever you're applying something for your life, you need to have that understanding. If you don't have an understanding, you're going to be this person one day. You're going to be this person another day. So let's get to it. Let's get to the lesson. When I speak with business owners, number one problem is that they have a problem with people to talk to. They have problems with the problems making money. So let's start at the end over here. Let's start at the end. The problem is they're not making enough money. So everybody wants to make money. So we're going to look at it from the solution side. The end result is I want to do all of this stuff. And the reason why I want to do all of this stuff, I want to stay up late at night, put these websites, things together, run these ads, do all of this stuff. I want to do that for the end result to make money. If it was that easy, everybody would be making money. But let me tell you the reason why it's not that easy. And that's why I gave that lesson earlier about belief in yourself and being who you want to be and knowing that you have the power. Is that when number one, you need to get this in your mind. You cannot make more money without being able to sell to more people. You cannot make more money without being able to sell to more people. If you know a way to make more money without selling to more people, or selling more things to the same group of people, send me an email or put it in the comment box and tell me how to do it. Because it really just does not exist. It does not exist. So if we both accept, you and I both accept that the only way to make more money is to sell to more people, then we have to come to the realization that we need more people to talk to, or more people to visit our website, or more people to visit our store. But the whole idea, the whole thing comes down to, I need more people to see what I have to offer. Because if I have more people, to see what I have to offer, I'm going to make more sales. Even if you're the worst salesperson, even if you had the worst website, if you have more people see what you had to offer, you're going to make more sales. It just, that's the law of averages. That's the law of large numbers. So how do we get more people to see what we had to offer? Is you need to run ads. And you need to get good at running ads. And you need to not be afraid of running ads. And you need to not be afraid of people maybe laughing at you for running ads. You don't need to be afraid of failure with running your ads. See, when I talked about what we talked about earlier, about how on the inside, the thoughts, when you start to do things like this, you're putting yourself out there. And when you put yourself out there, it also opens up the things that you're hiding on the inside, that they could be reacted by the reactions that you get right there. I hear it all the time. Some people, they get trainings on how to run ads and they'll run one ad, 2 ads. They rarely get the 3. They just quit because they don't want to experience the feeling of rejection from what they get from their ad. I'm just telling you straight up what happens with people. I've seen this happen, is that people get a certain feeling about it's not going to work without even putting it into action to work. And then if it doesn't work, if something doesn't work, what do you do next? You change it and try something again. And if that doesn't work, you change it, try something again. If that doesn't work, you change it, try something again. Well, Steve, how many times you want me to change it? I want you to change it until it works. Because what's the alternative? That's why I said you got to pay attention to how the thoughts inside of you, because you will quit. Because when you start doing this, and if you don't change on the inside, you put that, remember I said, be this way one day, this way the next day. You need to put that bad, negative thought, mindset, individual, you need to put them in a box way over here. Put them in the box. This is that negative. Put them in a box and put them in the attic. Put them up in the attic. And if you need to, just like the religious person, you can go and get inside of that negative box and you'll get forgiveness. You can forgive yourself. So that's going to always be there. Just like that religious person said, I can go and smoke today or drink today and then go back born again. Forgiveness. You can do the same thing here. So, Steve, how many times I got to run the ad? You run the ad until you get a winner. Because when you're doing that, number one, you're training your mind, number one, that you're not going to be a quitter, that you're going to be a winner, that you are a winner. You're just doing it over and over and over again until you get the winning ad. You're already a winner. You're putting new thoughts in your mind, your own thoughts, your own beliefs. You're building your own story. So you don't have to lean on what other people said about you. You don't have to lean on where you were born and I wasn't born in the right environment and all that stuff. I didn't come from money. You don't have to worry about that. All you got to worry about is the story you build, but you make sure that you build that story with the things that empower you, not that devalue you, the things that empower you. So you're going to run ads and you're going to get good at running ads. And the next thing what you need to do, depending on your business, but I suggest that no matter what business you're in, even if you have a restaurant, that you generate leads. Because I'm going to tell you this is the power of it. When you generate leads, this is how you can stand out above the competition at a minimum. at a minimum. And everything that I tell you and teach you right here is stuff that I do in my businesses. I wouldn't tell you something to do that I'm not willing to do. I'm not that type of person. I'm not just on here making videos to try to get some views to get paid from YouTube. I'm not that type of person. I'm on here making videos, giving you instructions about how to build your business and empowering you from the inside so you can build something on the outside. So when you generate leads, what you want to do is you want to have some sort of mechanism in place to communicate with your leads. The number one tool that has worked for my business is utilizing email. And I know a lot of people say, well, people don't check their emails and email is old and all this and that. First thing that people do in the morning, they check their email. People don't want to open up emails from companies and people who are spamming them. They don't want to open up emails and stuff from people who are talking to them about things that they never asked for or wanted. But if you got good at running your ads and you generated leads and you communicated with people who became leads, the majority of those people will open up your emails. As a matter of fact, from the whole time I've been utilizing email with ads to leads to putting them in my autoresponder to re-email to people, that at max in a whole month I might have, out of thousands of people, maybe 5 to 10 people opt out on the email. Because the reason why is that all of these people, they came from an ad that was very clear and concise about what my company was offering. And then me as a good business person, I know that people are not always ready to buy. How many times have you walked into a mall and you saw, some clothes or a purse or something that you were going to buy, or maybe you went to a car dealership, you were just shopping, test driving, you wasn't ready to buy. We're all that way. We're all that way. So don't think that your customers can't be that way. Your potential customers can't be that way. They're going to buy when they're ready to buy. They have families. They got things that are going on. The kid could have had to go to soccer practice and all of this, but they opted in because they were interested in what you had to offer. That's the number one thing that you have to understand. That's the difference. That's the difference maker, is that when you run ads and they opt in, people, not all of them, but people are interested. And just think of how you would feel if you ran an ad and people opted in to become a lead, and then you were able to communicate with them about your product or service. Now, the next thing that people say is that they will blame it on, if they don't make any sales, they would blame it on, oh, these leads from this platform are all, they're just no good. They're not qualified. And, they'll come up and say all types of stuff. Let's do this. As a business owner, we don't want to blame it on the customer for not buying our product or service. How about we better ourselves? So if we're going to put this in place and we know that people are interested in what we had to offer, people are receiving our emails, they're going to our sales page, but right now we're not making any money. Now, this is what I believe. This is the thought process that I run through my mind. And by doing this, it has helped me be able to do this. I'm going to draw this line. This is a line. So this is where you start, and this is where you finish. Finish is success and money. What most people tend to do is they will blame everything on the potential customer and not blame it on themselves as a business owner. So you'll do like this. This is how you can get there. Not to say you won't get there, but this could be years. Like, don't think that this is just this wavy line could be like a couple of days. That could be years. So what you want to do is you want to take away that potential of of waiting for your success because you're blaming it on other people, and you take the initiative to say, what can I do or what can I do, and also how could my potential customers be thinking? And the number one reason why people don't buy our product or service is because they just flat out don't believe us. Or they might think that it's too hard to do. That's another part of it too, that they're just like, there's no way that I'm going to be able to do it. But most of the time it's just because they don't believe us. So the number one things that you need to start to do and incorporate into your business is you need to incorporate to make sure, because this is going to also make you stand out above your competition. This right here is going to make you stand out above your competition, because when you email the people to come back to see what you had to offer, they're going to start to know you because you're communicating with them. It's just like talking to someone over and over and over and over again. They're going to start to say, hey, you know, he stayed in contact with me and now I'm ready to buy. I'm just going to go ahead and choose your company. They know your name. They get the email all the time. They can go to their email and type in, hey, who offered this service? Maybe you're a plumber. And you just be like, okay, plumber. And then all of your emails would pop up with hundreds of emails that you maybe sent them about your service, just letting them know that you are available if they needed your type of service. So they're going to know, like, and trust you just from doing that. But the other side, to make you be able to stand out above your competition, because your competition is not just other businesses. Your competition is also free platforms that put YouTube videos and Venmo? I don't know, not Venmo, but whatever. The other platforms that they have where you can pop up videos, and Facebook, Instagram, all these different places, TikTok. Those videos that people pop up telling people how to do stuff for free, that's also your competition. So how do you overcome that part of competition, period? People and free stuff. You do that by demonstrating. So on your page here, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So this is what you have to do. And this is what I do. And it depends on your business. But I'm going to give you a short, quick way of doing it. Is that you need to have a headline about what you do. What is the payoff? The payoff. So whatever it is, I did this for a pastor friend of mine over the weekend. I was like, what's the payoff? The payoff is to be able to protect your family if something happened to you, because he sells life insurance. Like, that's the payoff. If you care about leaving your family something, if something unfortunately happened to you, or if you just passed away from an illness or something, or anything happened, that you don't want to leave your family destitute. You don't want to leave your family broke. You don't want to leave your family with nothing. That's the headline. That's the payoff. So that means that the reverse of that is anyone who doesn't want to leave their family with nothing, if something unfortunately happened to them, that they don't want to see them struggling, like your eyes are closing, you're about to die, or something happened to you, and you can imagine, because we always think forward as individuals, you don't want to see your family in that situation, even though you're not here. That's would be the payoff. That's the payoff for the person. And then I told them, just put a little video. Just if you're comfortable in front of a camera, maybe you're not comfortable, then you're going to have to put it in text. But I said, put a video and you just talk about the life insurance. For this example, I just said, talk about the different benefits and the different types of policies. That's all you got to do. Don't sell to people. You don't got to sell to them in this. You just demonstrate. People will come and be like, they're going to give you their money. Like, this is crazy. People are going to say, hey, I want to just give you the money, even though I saw all of this stuff in these other websites where you could just do it without talking to an agent, all of this stuff. I feel more comfortable signing up for the service through you. That's what you do. So you have a video and you're demonstrating. And then the next thing is, do you have testimonials that show that you do come through for your clients? Testimonials, or you can have reviews or you can have photos. Like there was a guy that did our patio at our house, and he mainly just would have photos on his website. Just have photos. Like, can you do the work? He'd be like, here's a photo of the work. And so if you think about it, if he doesn't have a video, he just have photos. So if you see the photos, then what you want to do is you want to make sure that he can really do the work. So you'll be like, okay, is there some people that I could talk to know that you can really do the work? With the reviews, you could do the reviews, but sometimes with reviews, you don't know if they're real or fake. So you really want to see, demonstration, because no matter what, even with reviews, even with testimonials, even with photos, if you can demonstrate to someone that you're going to come through, they're going to give you a chance, because really, when it all comes down to it, they have to buy you, and they're going to have a separate service from any of the other individuals. This is just stuff to enhance it. So what I call this is your payoff, your demonstration, and the proof that you can come through for them. And you better come through for the people, because that's very important. Because that's what's going to make you stand out above the competition, is if you can come through. And then you can have, if you can take orders. If you could take orders on your website, you do that. Or if you have to have them schedule an appointment with you, then you would do it that way. This is the model that I use for all of my businesses. And yes, there are enhancers with it. I'm using AI. I've used AI for years. As a matter of fact, email autoresponder is a form of AI, artificial intelligence, because you program it and it does and says, and it does it when you tell it, when you program to do it, it says exactly what you say, that you type in the email. It's going to say the same thing, same way, no attitude, no nothing. It's going to do that. AI has just made it enhanced it where you can actually have communications back and forth and program in the rebuttals or program in the next steps and all of that type of stuff. And also you can have AI call out now, which is something that I'm also testing. But if we just utilize this right here, if we just utilize this system, you're going to be able to generate leads on a daily basis. That's going to make you feel good. People are going to opt in. This is where you're going to keep communicating with them, and you don't need to sell them here. You just need to get a good message enough, a good subject headline and a good message to get them to go back to see what you had to offer. As soon as they open up your sales page, they're going to instantly see the payoff. So why am I here? You have the payoff benefit that they would get. You have your demonstration video. If you don't have a demonstration video, you just type out what it's about. No need to be sneaky. No need to try to bait and switch anyone. No need for any of that. Just be clear and concise, and you just do this over and over and over again. Now, the next test that you would go through, but I'm not going to go into detail about this, is that when you use this system and you start to get sales, the number one test that's going to show itself is that were you able to make a sale and make your money back, or make a profit, or make your money back? Like, where is that? How many people did you need to have go through your process to even be able to make one sale? That would be the homework that I would have for you. All right, if you want to get a consultation, there's links below my video. If you want to learn how to do this yourself, I have a course that'll teach you exactly how to generate leads on a consistent basis, and I have a whole bunch of other information inside of that course. I would highly recommend it, because it will show you exactly what I do. I show you my real ads that I've utilized. It'll work for any business. And I also go into detail about how to use Google, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, and other platforms also. Thank you for your time. This is Making Money with Stephen A. Williams. Please subscribe to the channel, post your questions and comments.